Rothschild family is a real-life Illuminati family. It is said that if this family wants, it can buy the World Bank in a jiffy. In the most war in the world that took place after the 18th century, this family's hand is shown somewhere at the back end. Rothschild family, which started in 1760, Mayor Amschel Rothschild did with his banking business. Today, he is present in almost every sector of the world. Even after having a net worth of $20 trillion, you must have hardly heard the name of any member of this family. This family is a Jewish family. And when one of their members, Louis Nathaniel de Rothschild, was caught by the Nazis in 1938, then he gave the biggest ransom of $364 million, that is, about 3,000 crores, and got him released. Not only this, in 1815, this family was also involved in defeating Napoleon in the war. Apart from this, he gave £2 million, that is 250 million rupees to the Portuguese, and liberated Brazil in 1820. The vast wealth of this family, connection with powerful people, role in world wars, the beginning of capitalism, and their role in industrialization. Apart from being the wealthiest family in the world, they also make the most powerful family. In today's video, from the history of this Rothschild family to their world history, we will try to understand and know everything, that how a family is ruling the whole world. History of Rothschild family. If a family holds the economic and political power of the whole of Europe and no one knows about it, then this seems a little unbelievable, isn't it? But for the Rothschild family, this was a reality. The Rothschild family was the most famous in all the European banking dynasties, which for about 200 years had a great influence on Europe's economic and indirectly political history. Such a power in the hands of a single family means you can directly call this family the god of fortune of Europe. The Rothschild family that started the banking house was started by the establishment mayor of this banking house, Amschel Rothschild, and his 5 sons, Amschel Mayer, Solomon Mayer, Nathan Mayer, Karl Mayer, and Jacob or James Mayer. This banking house, started from Frankfurt, Germany, was made into an international bank by the mayor and his sons in just a few years. Taking this family loan, depositing, issuing bonds, such banking facilities used to make people rich. In 1820, these 5 brothers decided together that they will grow their wealth and power internationally, and they left, at that time, to the 5 wealthiest cities in the world. They established their banking houses in London, Paris, Vienna, and Naples. The mayor and his eldest son, Amschel, managed the growing business from Frankfurt, while Nathan, in 1804, established a branch in London. Jacob settled in Paris in 1811, and Solomon and Karl in the 1820s opened banking houses in Vienna and Naples. Now, the Rothschild sons were international bankers, but they still had little wealth. They knew their potential, that how much more they would grow, because of which, apart from banking and finance, they invested in business mining, energy, and the real estate sector. Because of their foresight, in the coming years, the Rothschild family became one of the wealthiest families in the world. But even today, if we talk about that family, it is only because, in many historic events, this family was directly or indirectly involved. Rothschild family's major involvement in history. The history of the Rothschild family is no less than a gold mine for the conspirators. But it cannot be denied that the presence of the Rothschild family was behind such incidents, which you will not believe. As we have understood earlier, how the Rothschild family established their banking house in 5 major cities in the world. But these were not only banking houses, but also the first banking systems in the world. Somewhere, for the start of capitalism, the Rothschild family gets the credit. The work they did in the financial transactions and the banking sector is considered to be the foundation of today's economy. First of all, they were the ones who tested the concept of investment. They were the first people in the world who took money from the banks and invested it in the government projects of the colonies, which benefited them a lot. And today, the banks of the whole world use the same model, which means better return than investment. But for the Rothschild family, this was just the first step. Now, their destination was something else. During the Industrial Revolution, banking was a completely new mode. For the people, keeping their money somewhere, investing, giving loans, and sending it from one place to another was very difficult. In such a situation, you should forget about international banking. In such a time, the international branches of Rothschild proved to be effective. And for them, the plus point was that they were the first bankers to do this. They had a very strong and advanced intrabank communication system, the example of which is that in 1800 years, they made money available for the colonization of Africa. And there was a time when this family, while sitting in Europe, used to control the biggest bank in America. They benefited from this network when Britain defeated Napoleon, which was understood as the defeat of Napoleon in the Battle of Waterloo increased the capital of the Rothschild family many times. Actually, from 1813 to 1815 in London, Nathan, Mayor Rothschild played an important role in financing the British war efforts almost alone. In 1815 alone, Rothschild provided £9.8 million to the Continental Partners of Britain in subsidized loans, which means, along with the Rothschild family of Britain, it was very important for the whole of Europe. But in 1815, Napoleon lost to Britain. So before the news reached Britain, it reached the Rothschild family. That too, 24 hours before. As soon as the Rothschilds came to know that Napoleon had lost, they thought of taking advantage of this, and they started selling their shares in Britain, which made people think that Britain had lost. Because of this, seeing Rothschild, the rest of Britain started selling their shares at low prices. But here, the game was that whichever shares were sold that day were bought by the Rothschild family. In this way, when the news of Britain's victory reached everyone, similarly, people started buying their shares again. But now, all those shares were expensive. In this way, by buying cheap shares and selling them at high prices, this family earned a lot of profit. After this historic event, the involvement of the Rothschild family and many other historic events were seen. But their biggest role is believed to be in the First World War. During the Industrial Revolution, the Rothschild family had already invested in the weapons and war equipment sector, the benefit of which they got during the First World War. This was the era of 1900. The whole world was going through a change. In this way, it is said that the Rothschild family, to earn money, started the First World War. You may be surprised to know, but during the First World War, they sold the Allies and Central Powers, both of them, ammunition, weapons, and medical equipment, and earned a lot of money. According to some theories, the Rothschild family created such situations from which the First World War started, and from this, they earned a lot of money. Not only this earning does not stop here. This family's hand may not be in starting the Second World War, but during the Second World War, they kept benefiting because they, again in the Second World War, funded the Allies and Axis powers, both of them. But in the Second World War, America was not a participant. That's why the level of the war was not increasing much. That's why, to take America's part in the war, the Rothschild family forced it, because it is believed that they helped Japan to attack Pearl Harbor, after which America jumped into the war. It is clear that the whole world suffered losses, but the Rothschild family, who, not only during the war, but also after the war, earned a lot of money. After the war, whether giving loans to the defeated countries or investing for the development of the winning countries. In total, both their hands were in the oil. This family, when the British government needed, gave a big loan, and soon after, the biggest project in the world, in the Suez Canal, the Rothschild family became a major shareholder, due to which a big part of the world's transport passes. Now, from this, you can guess how much wealth they have, but what is the condition of the richest family in history? Let's know. Wealth and current position in world. It is not that the Rothschild family has been a major part of the history of the 20th century. In fact, let me tell you that even in the 21st century, this family has come out of the economic crisis. In the year 2014, when the Ivory Coast, and in 2015, the Cameroon started struggling with the economic crisis. Then the Rothschild family helped to bring it back to the international market. They also helped to bring Chad out of the bad times. In many countries of the Rothschild family, there are different branches, from which it can be said that even if not in front, but indirectly, somewhere in the whole world, this family has an influence. Today, if we see, the total property of the Rothschild family is said to be $400 billion. This family has more than 1,800 royal mansions, more than 100 private jets, and shares in the world's largest companies. Not only this, the world's top stock marketers, New York Stock Exchange, Tokyo Stock Exchange, and London Stock Exchange, have large shares in them. If we talk about their liquid property, then it is saved in dollars, yen, and euros. There are many rumors about the Rothschild family. It is said that this family controls the money of the whole world. Apart from this family is also considered to be responsible for encouraging wars in the whole world. There is a rumor about the Rothschild family that it is the family that killed the American president, John F. Kennedy. Not only this, it is said that this family killed 6 presidents, but it is not possible to say. Conclusion. Today, the Rothschild family is underground to a large extent. Public life is very far from the limelight. The descendants of this family are the richest people in Europe. They are also known as the owners of the biggest investment brokerage firms in Europe. However, many reputed financial journalists have claimed that today the entire family works as a shadow organization, and they have a share in almost every international bank. They believe that they have a total of 30% share in all major banks. But when you go to Rothschild's official website, you find out that they are one of the biggest independent financial services companies in the world. More than 3,800 financial advisors work for them in 40 countries.